Hi, Sasha here. This is one of the sessions from the Move Better, Feel Better course. This session is going to be about feet, ankles and knees. Right, let's get started. So, a chair. A chair will be good because it'll just assist with some balance because we're going to do some single leg work. So that the chair will just assist with the balance. A good weighted dining chair is good. Make sure it's on a surface where it won't slip. We don't want to be putting a lot of weight onto the chair. It's there more as an assist, but just make sure it's nowhere where it'll slip if you do put a bit extra weight on it than anticipated. So let's start. Now we've got that out of the way. So let's start. We're going to start with a bounce. So we just let the body bounce. I want the heels to leave the floor a little, but just that bounce. Kind of check into the body, notice the body, become aware of the body. I'll face you for a little bit. Just letting the body settle into that bounce and let it settle. Oof. So hopefully the body feels a little bit tingly. You've become aware that you have a body. We're going to work with that body now. So at the feet, we're going to start. We want the feet about hip distance apart, maybe a little wider. That's absolutely fine. And then become aware of the soles of the feet. And in particular, the three corners of the feet, the joint of the big toe, joint of the little toe, and the center of the heel. Try and distribute the weight fairly evenly over those 3 points, a little bit more in the heel than across the 2 front points. Now we're going to go into foot or ankle sways. So you're going to bring the weight forward so you make the front of the foot a little heavier, but the heel doesn't leave the floor. And then you're going to sway back so you make the heel heavier. But again, the toes might lift, but the joint of the big toe and the little toe don't leave the floor. Let me just sway forwards and backwards. I'll turn sideways. Go forward, backwards. So you're challenging the balance a little by moving, but we're just checking into the feet. And then if you wish, you can start to make the movement a little bit bigger. You'll go forwards, you'll just let the heels leave the floor a little. And then you'll go back and you'll pick the toes up as you go. Just the toes, lift the toes. And then go forwards, lift the heels a little. So it's not a big movement. And again, you might even still find the chair helps. With all of these moves, at any point, if you feel that you just need that little stability, that little bit of assist, that's absolutely fine. Sometimes all it takes is like tips of the fingers on the edge of the chair. And then again, we're going to let that movement get smaller. So we'll come forward without picking up the heels and we'll go back. Toes will get light, but we're not actually picking the toes up. And just sway. Yeah, and don't worry if you do go. I'm going to go. Ooh, fine. You reset and go again. It doesn't matter. This is not none of this has to be perfect. We're checking in. This is feet and ankles that we're kind of checking in with. And then we settle into the feet. So from here, we're going to go into single heel raises. So you're going to lift one heel, try to keep the ball of the foot down onto the floor. Lift that heel as far as you feel comfortable, and then take it back down. And then you swap sides. Lift the other one as far as you feel comfortable. So there. We're mobilizing the joints of the feet and the ankle. We get that lift. Now we'll go at a steady pace. Don't rush. Be really deliberate as you put the foot back down. Think about the three corners of the foot. So when you lift the heel, you're thinking joint of the big toe, little toe. Keep contact with the ground, and then you're lowering to put the weight back into the heel as well. Just a little bit more in the heel than the front of the foot. Thinking about getting those ankles to move. And the feet. Now, for the body to move well, we want all of the joints to be able to move well. And we often forget about the feet and the ankles. You know, we often kind of think, oh, the bigger joints, the hips, the knees, kind of the spine and the shoulders. We forget about the smaller joints, the ones in the feet and the ones in the ankles. They can have a big knock-on effect for how other joints feel. So then we're going to go, could you go to lifting both heels at once? Lifting both heels at once and lowering them together with control on the lower. Add a little bit of strength into that as well. This is where chair might be useful. And again, it's not a big lean. We're not pushing on the chair to create the lift. We want the ankles and the feet to create the lift. The chair just assists. This can make us feel a little bit wobbly. So the chair can assist in that, so we can actually get into the feet and the ankles. And with practice and repetition, we might find that we need the chair less. You can still get wobbly. Even with a lot of practice, there can still be wobble in there. I'm trying to control that lift and that lower. Just noticing what happens in the feet. You know, do you sickle outwards on the feet? Does the weight want to come out of the joint of the big toe? Do we kind of get this going? Don't worry about it. Just notice that that's happening and think, need to keep the joint of the big toe down. So trying to come up. Ooh, I'm getting it now. And back down. It's practice. We're practicing. You know, we're working with this. There. Just one more. Excellent. We're going to take that into a little bit of motion. So we're going to start both feet next to each other. Pick up one heel. So single heel lift. We're going to step forward, heel strike, and roll forward. So you've rolled through the feet, you've rolled forwards. And then this is going to be the action. From here, you're going to roll forward, let that knee bend and go forward. And then you're going to roll back. Back knee bends now. Roll forwards and roll back. So we're rolling through the feet. The ankles now we're starting to include the knees a little bit more. So roll over, heel strike. Let's have a look. Again, chair might help with that. So as you roll back that front foot, imagine you're trying to pull the toes towards the shin as you go back. So you're going to get a little bit of calf stretch, maybe even a little bit into the hamstring. But we don't have to hang out there long. It's more about the movement, not moving through. We're going to finish, so we're going to roll back. We're going to pick up the foot and step ourselves back to the start. We need to swap sides. You pick up the heel of the other leg, take that step forwards, and then we roll through there. So that step is as far as you can step where the heel will touch the floor and you can have the back foot flat. And then we get to roll through and back. And if you need a chair for a little bit of support, you could always stand this way onto the chair. It's a rock forwards and a rock back. now we've got the knees getting involved with that movement too. Move in a range that feels right for you. It's not about forcing this. We're working that mobility into the body. Sometimes it might take several sessions. One more. Forwards. This time we bring it back. The legs a little shake and give the feet a shake. So a few stretches here. Again, we can use the chair, but we're not leaning heavily. The chair is just there to give us a little bit of balance support. So we're going to step back with one leg, calf stretch in that back leg. Try and keep the foot fairly straight so the heel goes straight out behind. It doesn't turn inwards, straight out behind. We can let the body weight move forwards a little. So we get a stretch into that back calf. Again, a little bit of support if you wish. You don't need to. So we're just feeling that stretch down into that calf. Now here, the chair will probably help with this. We're going to do ankle smooches from this standing position. So we've got that calf stretch and an ankle smooch. You're going to roll the foot and go over the little toe, onto the top of the foot, over the big toe, pivot it round and find that calf stretch again. One. So we want two more of those. Over the little toe, cross the top of the foot, taking the ankle the opposite way, over the big toe, roll the foot back and find that calf stretch. And again, little toe. You can let the body move, obviously I'm letting mine move, trying to keep that leg straight as we roll over the top of the foot and then back into that calf stretch. Mobilizing through the foot again and through the ankle. Was that two? We'll do one more. We're looking for three. You know what I'm like. My counting is dreadful. Easily distracted on the counting. So there was three. We're going to go the opposite way now with the foot. So this time you're going to go over the joint of the big toe first, out through the little toe and back into that calf stretch. You know, and you might even find that you need to take that foot further back. Over the inside of the foot, over the big toe, the little toe, and then back into calf stretch. That was definitely two. So we've got one more. We bring it in, roll through, and back to the calf stretch. And then we get to swap sides, two legs. So we need to do the other side. Take that step back, find that calf stretch. You know, and that step back will be different for different people. So, you know, stretch back so you can feel some calf stretch. Try to keep the foot straight so the heel goes straight behind you. It doesn't turn inward slightly. You take a few breaths there with that calf stretch. And then those smooches. So the first three over the big over the little toe, across the top of the foot, then the big toe, and then back into that calf stretch. Over the little toe, over the top of the toes, back into the calf stretch. That was two, definitely two. Last one, making those big ankle smooches, those big circles with the ankle. So now we need to go the opposite way. So inner edge of the foot, over the big toe, little toe, outer edge of the foot. Calf stretch, one. Definitely one. And again, inner edge of the foot, over the toes, back into that calf stretch. See, I'm light. I'm not using the chair to hold the position. It's just back into there. Just a little bit of assist for balance. Oh, a few breaths in that calf stretch before we release. The legs a little shake. So here, chair will often be good for this one, especially if you've not done these before. We're going to do the startings of what they call sissy squat. So the chair will offer a little bit of balance, and it will help us if we go a little bit too far. We can have a little push on that chair. Make sure the chair's not on a shiny surface where it will slip if you do need that little bit extra assist. So let the knees go forwards, and you can let the heels raise. So the knees are going forward. You're trying to keep the body upright. Letting the knees go forwards as far as you can, and then come back up. Whew. We're going to do several of these. So the knees want to go forwards. The heels can raise. It's as if we're taking the knees down, but we're trying to keep the body up. Yeah. It might be that you're there, and that's plenty, and you go back from there. Yeah. It might be you can go quite a way down before you come back up. You could hover your hands. Yeah. If you feel that you need the chair to start with, that can be a progression. You can start, could I start to hover the hand with this? Yeah, so I don't need to actually touch the chair. I think if we do 3 more of these, so some of these moves, it's about adding kind of mobility moves into day-to-day life, so that we're thinking, that maybe we can mobilize a joint while we're stood waiting for the kettle to boil. Worktop, you could do some sissy squats. Ankles, feet, ankles, knees. I've lost count. We'll do one more. What am I like? Now that chair, we're actually going to use it now to sit down, but not for long. We're going to practice going down and back up. The chair's a little bit, that's better. So here, you get to sit down. So you sit down onto the chair. Then, can you get back up without using your hands? Do you need the hands on the knees for a press to get up and back down? And repeat several times. Up and down. So this is a squat pattern. Yes, we're just going onto a chair. It's not a full squat pattern. But things like getting up and down out of chairs without using our hands, these are little ways we can incorporate into each day. A little bit of strength work, a little bit there, I say, of strength work. But if we normally kind of, push ourselves out of a chair, this will be great to get into that mindset of try not to use the hands. Work on that strength of being able to get up and down out of a chair. Right, let's do 3 more. I'll count these. 1, 2, 3. So now we get to sit down. I'm just going to turn my chair. Get to sit down. So now for that nice bit. I'm going to give our feet a little bit of a rub. So you grab your foot and just rub your foot. Use both hands, and it almost like from the center of the foot and go out, like you're trying to spread the foot, make it wider, and go all the way down the foot and the heel. Rub over the heel. Feels nice. Spread the feet. stretch the toes apart, so you get hold of the foot, so you stretch the toes apart, grab one toe at a time and give it a gentle stretch away from the foot and away from the other toe. Stretch it up and away from the other toe, stretch. So you're opening the gap between the toes. Give the big toe a stretch, gently pull it away from the foot, and then again, go back down, stretch big toe and the next toe apart, stretch the other two apart, but while you're gently pulling the toes away from the foot. And again, hold the ankle and give the foot a bit of a circle round and twist the forefoot opposite to the hind foot. Our feet are quite mobile. Sometimes they just need reminding. It's not about making the foot hurt. Just see if you can manipulate and move the foot about. A little bit of a foot massage, a rub, and then we get to swap sides. So again, start with a rub, like so, thumbs and pulling outwards, like you're stretching the sole of the foot. Give the heel a rub and a move. And again, stretch through the sole of the foot. And then again, this is where you stretch the toe. So you're stretching them away from the foot and away from the next toe, and then the next one. Just a gentle stretch, gentle pull away from the foot, and gentle stretch between the toes. Reminding the foot that there's space in there. Our feet often get caught up in quite tight shoes, and all of the little joints get compressed and pushed into each other. This is just a way of reminding them that there's space in there. A little pull on the big toe, pulling it away from the foot, then the big toe away from the next toe while gently pulling them away from the foot. And again, grab the ankle and twist the forefoot, opposite way to the hind foot. So give it that twist one way and then the other, and move around foot on the ankle. Give the foot a little massage. And that does our session for today. That little foot massage, you can often, if you sat watching the TV or things like that, just grab some hand cream, some body lotion, and give the feet a little massage. Rub that cream into the feet. Maybe get a little bit too much cream, so you've actually got to work at that, really massaging the cream into the feet and help to mobilize the feet with that massage. It feels nice just to rub your feet anyway, and it also kind of works up all those little nerve endings in there, gives you more feedback from the feet, because our feet often get caught in shoes and their senses can dull a little. So these things where we either go barefoot or we massage the feet, things like that will really help to bring the feet back alive again for us. Thank you for joining me on this session.